Hello, YouTube. It's me, Brandon Walker, and I'm here for the Unnecessary Roughness podcast. That's what you're watching. We got Katie Stats, Jack Mack. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, enjoy the content. We're talking the greatest plays of the 21st century. Watch. All right, so, hey.
Hello.
Hey, Katie Stats.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Just me and you. Second time ever?
Maybe I think we had one of for a few minutes.
I think that might be what today is too. But I think we had like 20 minutes once.
Yeah, spinning back fist cucked us. Yeah,
I'm a little angry about that. I don't know if Jack's listened to the show, but we were supposed to record 3:30, and he's a part of Robbie Fox and Big Ev's spinning back fist, the UFC thing. And No, we record every Wednesday, and he's not here. I am a little perturbed. Don't like it.
Well, remember when he walked into the room about 3 o'clock and we were ready, and you're like, hold on.
I always have to prep the show. I was prepping the show. We did nothing today out of the ordinary.
Fair, but he was ready at a certain point, and then we didn't use him, so someone else took him.
But he's the producer of the show.
I thought he just clicks record.
Who? This Justin. Fuck,
yes.
I said his name right. Didn't mean to. Anyway, Casey's not here too, but we knew she's gone to Texas, handling some business, doing some things, having a good time. So not a big deal. It's just going to be me and you for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, she's actually, I don't think it's Texas, so she's going to hang out with Laura Rutledge for a bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wouldn't it be nice to have
Texas. My bad.
No, Laura Rutledge? Wouldn't it be kind of cool to...
She's chilling with Laura Rutledge?
Yeah.
Chilling with Rutledge?
I think she doesn't care about... She's more excited about... Sorry, Laura, if you hear this.
Yeah,
the kid. That's the cutest kid I've ever seen. So you know what? Good for her.
Good for her.
But
for Rutledge or for Casey? How about both?
I'd say both, but probably Casey. Like, anytime you get to play with a cute kid that's not yours, so it's all the fun, not the responsibility, it's like a dog. Why can't I
take a little time off to go hang out with a hot sideline reporter?
You're not B90X, or she's not B90X.
That's true.
It's built different.
Nobody is. Apparently Jack Mack isn't either, just me and you. Still have your B90X shirt?
I do. I wear it.
I don't even have mine.
Where?
You know what I found out?
No.
Barstool shirts are wonderful shirts, and I hope you buy all of our merch. Not that hard to rip. I once got frustrated. I was trying to mow my yard, and I stepped on an exposed brick, and I was so mad. I just grabbed my shirt collar and just went and I just ripped it straight down the chest.
You probably felt like Superman.
Once it ripped a little bit, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And I just ripped the whole thing off. I did feel like a man, like a big man, big strong man.
Yeah, especially if you're like mowing, ripping shirts. That's the whole America. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. So let's do it.
Yeah, football.
Hi, welcome to Unnecessary Roughness, Barstool's college football podcast, brought to you by High Noon Hard Seltzer. We got some new flavors coming. I can't tell you what they are, but I have found out.
Oh, how? I want to know. Well,
I want to know.
We'll find out.
I want to know. That's a song by Joe.
I still like peach.
I like the peach. I like the lime. I like them all. I had the passion fruit when we were in Chicago or where was I? Philly. I didn't go to Chicago. I went to Philly. By the way, this whole March Madness tournament, you know how great it is? Your team's still in the Sweet 16.
God, that by the skin of our teeth.
Just imagine something similar for football and how incredible it would be. College football is better than college basketball in every imaginable way. Every measurable way, college football is better than college basketball. Fans, stadiums, participation, atmosphere, sport. Every single way it's better. And then when football gets to the postseason, they're like, fuck it, just have a couple teams play for it. And basketball says, you know what? Invite everybody. And guess which one's better? The basketball one's better. But I'm not here to bitch today. I'm here to talk college football.
See, like with Doug Edert, or if you pronounce the name from St. Peter's, like
Doug Edert.
Edert, thank you. Like we could have one of those for college football.
We can have just a guy that comes out of nowhere, and I don't know, could be the third string punter for Cincinnati last year, or somebody else. I don't know, whatever. I'm not going to get on my soapbox. It's a soapbox free episode. I might get on several soapboxes.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I might get on several soapboxes. All right, we got news to talk about. We actually have a little bit of news today, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
I can't decide if I want to do, for the bracket this week, I can't decide if I want to do the top 16 plays of the millennium century. Well, I guess same thing. Or the top 16 live animal mascots. Or if I want to do both.
We probably could. I will say I probably don't know my history as well, so I'd save the top plays for when Jack Mack gets back, so you can argue more. Like, I haven't seen majority of those in person.
We could do the live animal mascots. Well, I haven't seeded the live animal mascots. I just have the list of live animal mascots.
I mean, I feel like you have Bevo, Uga near the top. You're kind of fine. Maybe the Bulldogs somewhere in there. But we have the results from the last week's podcast, the bracket.
Yes, we do. And one of the more foregone conclusions that we've ever had. So last week's bracket, it is the season of brackets, isn't it? Last week's bracket was the most obnoxious fan bases in the country. The most obnoxious fan bases in the country. Now, we seeded it. Can we just see the original? We had Tennessee as a 1 seed. We had Florida State as a 1 seed. Florida State, they advanced 1 round, but they ended up losing to A&M in the second round.
I think it was handily with the voting. It wasn't close.
So my number 1 seeds were, again, Tennessee, Florida State. My number 2 seeds were Oklahoma and Ohio State. And Ohio State and Tennessee, a 1 seed in one bracket, a 2 seed in the other, they were on a collision course, and they went all the way to the finals. Tennessee knocked out Kansas State. Then they knocked out Arkansas. Then they knocked out Notre Dame. Then in the semifinals, the Final Four was Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, Ohio State. Some obnoxious-ass people on that list. Some obnoxious-ass people. Tennessee beats Texas, Ohio State beats Alabama, and in the end, how many votes? How many votes are we at right now?
13,000? All right, 15.
15,000 people voted. 65% of them believe that Tennessee fans are the most obnoxious. 34% of 15,000, still a lot of people, believe that Ohio State fans. So Tennessee wins it, and here's my problem with the result. Because it's one of those things that just like, it's one of those theories that just proves itself true by how we got there. Tennessee fans, you know who they voted for?
Themselves.
Tennessee fans.
Yeah,
and that's so fucking annoying. They decided, oh, you know what? I love being obnoxious. I love being annoying. Ain't nobody going to win this over us. I was about to say roll tide. Go Big Orange. Go Big Orange. We the most obnoxious, annoying, and that in itself is fucking annoying. They voted for themselves. That's how they won.
So many. I went through the quote tweets and just kind of scrolling through, and so many like hashtag VFL were like, we can't lose this. Let's go. We're all like, they were actively supporting. Like when I sent this out to Viceroy, I was like, you can decide if your fan base wants to win this or not, but have fun. Like Tennessee was. Did
you send it to the Ohio State Viceroy? Is he still a little prick, or is it a different guy?
There's other people on the team now. If they talked about it, they found it themselves.
What is the little prick still on the team?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if I like that.
They called
remember when Ben Mentz got a Viceroy fired?
I do. The Ohio State team, they called Sister Jean an old bitch and an old hag.
Oh my God. In a tweet?
Yeah.
How'd that go over?
Guys took one of them down, and the other one got screenshot and put on Instagram, and I was like, well, not my team. Like, I feel like there's certain people on the internet when it comes to sports, like everyone loves to shit talk. But she's a nun, but I feel like she's just genuinely liked. There's like, I don't think
she's 100-year-old woman.
But is there someone like that exists in the football world? That like no one talks shit about them. Like it's just a good old.
I think Corso. I think we found out a couple of weeks ago. Like I don't think there's anybody that hate. Like if we're being honest, just me and you talking, nobody's listening, right? And Corso's probably a couple years past being on TV, right? And but you can't say that or people freak out. And people, I think Corso is beloved enough to where I think he might be the Sister Jean of college football. Am I missing somebody?
There's got to be a retired coach somewhere.
I feel like most of our college football coaches at some point are retired football. Yeah, it might have been Bowden before he died. He just died. He just died last year, right before the season. Could have been Bowden.
I saw people even talk shit about Madden. So
most retired coaches find disgrace in some form or fashion.
Yeah, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah, I think most if you're an old retired coach that hasn't found some manner of embarrassment or disgrace in your since your tenure was up.
Oh shit!
What are you doing? Who is that?
She's a TikToker, famous person. I don't
Famous
know.
TikToker.
Yes, but she has good content. She's been on our shows a lot. Friend of the program.
Friend of the program.
Of the Barstool program.
So when you get your attention snatched away and you look out and I say, who is it? You say, famous TikToker. That's what you came up with?
I don't really know what else she does.
Have I told you that I've gotten into TikTok lately?
Oh, no.
I don't know how I'm going to do college football
or?
content on TikTok. If I'm just going to do lists, I call it Chick Talk. That's a Freudian slip. I don't know what I could do with college football on TikTok.
I did a TikTok that blew up. I ranked something. It literally, you can also just do a green screen and talk in front of it.
I think if you just rank things, you can blow up on TikTok.
Yeah, I think I just gave my opinions about ACC teams, and it blew up.
What do you feel about ACC teams? You're going to have a problem this year. NC State's going to be good. Wake Forest is going to be good. It's like, all your cousins are going to be good.
NC State loses a lot. UNC, it depends on the quarterback. Like
NC State doesn't lose that much. NC State still got a pretty good bit coming back. And Wake Forest didn't lose anything.
Who's the guy that people are saying might be number one in the draft that all of a sudden has like popped up on the draft boards?
Oh, the tackle.
Yeah.
Kwanwu or something like that.
Yeah, like that. They lose Peyton Wilson, linebacker. I mean, it's basically, I look at UNC football. The offensive line returned this year. All of them. And they regressed.
Your offensive line.
Yes.
Yeah, they sucked.
They sucked. And it was all back. So I don't know. I can't look at returning production and get excited or not excited.
There's a me and Jack are texting, and I'm just not. My tone's not great right now.
Oh.
We need the producer here. We need the producer here. It's okay.
I mean, I feel like he's more natural on a mic than I am.
Yeah. Well, you're terrible. We're doing our best.
Small wins, small dubs.
When do you get to the point? I haven't started looking toward the 2022 season yet as far as my team goes. I started looking forward for other teams, but I haven't really started to consider how excited I'm going to be yet for 2022. When does that happen? It's spring game?
I don't say it's a spring game, but right now videos are coming out. Like South Carolina put out a video because they're having the spring practice. I know it's half pads, half momentum.
Right.
But the videos are starting to come out. You get the images. Even if it's like Dylan Gabriel without the full helmet, it's just like, okay, hey, there's football. I think we passed 100 days.
Yeah, well, we're right at 5 months, right?
Yeah, it's like
it's the end of August, and it's the end of March right now, so that's 5 months.
Jeez. Well, definitely not 100 days then.
That's a long-ass time. So Tennessee fans are, in fact, the most obnoxious fans in college football, and I don't think that's really – I don't like that they identify as that. I want to misidentify them. I want to misgender their fan base. I want to look at them and say, you're something you're not, and I want them to get mad about it. But instead, I look at them and say, you're annoying as shit. And they say, we know. That's not fun.
At least they're self-aware. Like, do you give them credit for that?
There also is an element of being annoying and obnoxious on Twitter and being annoying and obnoxious in person. Like,
I had fun at it.
Going to Tennessee was awesome.
Yeah.
Of course, we weren't the enemy that day. We weren't like you're unaffiliated. I'm a Mississippi State fan. They were playing Ole Miss.
You're the enemy of my enemy is my best friend.
Like I was their friend that day. I was wearing a Tennessee shirt. There's a different level of annoying when you go play there. Like Texas Tech, for example, in Lubbock, is historically ornery towards opposing fans. They don't want you to enjoy coming to Lubbock. And probably pretty easy. I can't imagine enjoying going to Lubbock.
Do you think they throw golf balls?
I think they throw things, yes. I think they throw things.
Golf balls and mustard bottles.
Batteries.
Oh.
Why would you rather have a golf ball thrown at you than batteries?
I don't know. Batteries have chemicals in them. What if they hit you and...
I don't think the danger in a battery being thrown at you is a chemical spill. I think the danger in a battery is that it's a flying projectile.
Yeah, I feel it's sharper than a golf ball.
What?
Sharper than a golf ball. Technically, there's little...
Golf ball is still very blunt. Golf ball's going to do a lot of damage, too. Remember when Lane Kiffin almost got hit by a golf ball and he acted like he was in World War III? I'm about getting tired of Lane Kiffin's bullshit.
Did you see the tweet? He's like, what I'm most thankful for?
What was it?
Portal, God, portal.
I hope they suck this year. They're not going to, though. They went out and got a quarterback.
Yeah, sorry
This
about
portal, man. This fucking transfer portal. We're gonna get to the news. We got new Vanderbilt logo. We got Colin Cowherd saying something stupid. Then we're gonna do a couple brackets, and that'll we'll get out of here. This transfer portal, man, it just changes everything. And we got news about the recruiting and the NIL deal, the Tennessee. Let's go to that right now. Let's go straight to that. So, Tennessee just got a commitment from 5-star Long Beach Poly quarterback Nicholas. I'm going to say it like this. Iamaleava. That's how I'm saying it. I need Big T in here. Can you text Big T to come in here? He probably knows how to pronounce it.
Yep.
You're not texting him.
I'm texting him.
Oh, you text on your computer. I forgot that.
Oops.
Forgot that. That's like a super nerd move to text on your.
It's just so much. Can you type on your computer faster than you can text?
Yes.
Exactly.
Whatever. You might be technically right. In fact, I just need Big T to come in here.
I
need Big T to come in here. Because we need to adorn him. We need to crown him the most annoying fan base. And then we need to get the pronunciation of Nicholas. I'm going to say Iamaleava. Iamaleava? That looks right.
Yeah.
Anyway, 5-star quarterback Nicholas, that guy, committed to play at Tennessee. He's the first 5-star commit since the 2022 class. I believe they had 2 back then. I think they had Eric Ainge and Brent Schaefer in the same class. Maybe not Eric Ainge. Maybe it was somebody else. Brent Schaefer and I don't remember. Both of them ended up transferring. So Iamaleava has committed to Tennessee, and apparently he has signed an NIL deal that could rank up to $8 million, which with Tennessee's, I guess, booster collective.
But how have we not heard, if he's worth $8 million, how have we, and maybe this is like us
Well,
not
he is a
being
5-star
recruiting?
quarterback, and I feel like right now is the time you start hearing about next year's 5-star quarterbacks, right? Like, I don't know that you need to hear about a quarterback before his senior season. So they're getting ready. He's playing spring football of his going into his last season. I think this is exactly when we find out, other than certain guys, the LeBron Jameses that come along. But, so he's got an $8 million deal with Spire. That's Tennessee's collective. And what does that mean? If I'm Tennessee's AD, I'm checking into the rumors that he signed an $8 million deal with Spire. And if it's true, I'm not letting him on my campus.
Probably someone who's mad about.
What's that broad saying? What's she saying? At Sports Biz Miss? Is she got a blue check? Is that a blue check, or does she do that herself?
That's a blue check.
Why wouldn't you let him on your campus if you're paying him to?
Her bio says NIL obsessed.
Well, click on the replies there to see if why she's upset.
I'm looking.
Anyway,
I don't think Big T is here. He just hasn't texted me back.
I guess we just don't have to work anymore. These people around here, I got a company on my back. Nobody's helping me.
Seriously, is any recruit worth $8 million? We're just talking about a high school junior here who knows what's happened between now and his college career or during it. And you can't cancel their contract later if he isn't playing, transfers, etc.
Well, Christy, none of those questions are out of pocket. None of those questions are wrong. I agree with those questions. There are 2 major questions I have coming out of this, but in defense of Tennessee, this is the cost of doing business now. If there's going to be a world where NIL is giving out to recruits and you need the best recruits possible and you got to compete with Alabama, who's been given their own NIL deals under the table for years, and Georgia as well, you got to compete with them, then you better have a collective and you better be willing to pay up to $8 million. So I promise Texas A&M's doing it. I promise Ohio State's doing it. I promise Texas is doing it. So, no, I don't blame Tennessee at all. This is the cost of doing business, and they're saying we're tired of not being elite in football. This is an elite deal for an elite player, and we're about to be elite. They're inceptioning themselves into being elite again. That's fine. 2 questions, though.
$8 million.
2 major questions. If this guy, again, 17 years old, has signed an $8 million deal, what happens, and maybe not with this guy in particular, but what happens when a 17-year-old signs a deal with a collective and then later this summer decides, I'd rather play at Georgia? Because 17-year-olds can do that. 17-year-olds can do that. And until he signs the actual letter of intent with Tennessee, nothing binds him to Tennessee. So if he signs with Georgia, where does this leave the collective?
Is it gonna be like
I
buyout
assume
money?
I assume, and this is pretty easy to assume, there's some sort of literature in the contract saying, hey, you don't go to Tennessee, you don't get the money. But there can't be.
Well, she says you can't cancel the contract later if he isn't playing, transfers, So maybe.
Now, my second question, I think, is a bigger one. And to me, this is where the NCAA truly didn't really think out this NIL stuff. And I promise you, the NCAA didn't think out the transfer portal. They didn't think out NIL stuff. They simply said, you know what? Let's do it this way now. Opened it wide open, and shit is hitting the fan all over the country. So this 17-year-old kid, a senior in high school, has signed a deal that we believe could be worth $8 million to be the future quarterback of Tennessee. Is that correct?
Yes.
The current quarterback of Tennessee, his name is Hendon Hooker. He had a very good year last year. And he's coming back next year, and he's on Heisman list. He's going to be a preseason All-American. People love his potential.
Since when has he been, praised like that? I thought he was, a hot and cold.
No, people love him for 2022. They love him for
Okay.
2022. Anyway, he's coming back. He's their starting quarterback. Let's say, just hypothetically, that Hendon Hooker, a returning all-SEC type quarterback, goes to the University of Tennessee and says, my NIL deal is worth $800,000. This senior in high school's deal is worth $8 million. Unless I get an $8 million deal, I'm no longer playing for the University of Tennessee. What happens then? Are we going to have holdouts? We already saw, I think it was a Florida State defensive back a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember his name, but he said, basically, I'm not doing spring practice until I get more NIL money. It always has been a business. Don't let the bitches fool you. Don't let anybody say it hadn't been a business. Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, Tennessee, Ohio State, they've been doing business with recruits for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, period. But it's now a business to the degree in public where holdouts become a thing, where contract disputes become a thing. It is, at the highest level of college football, a paid profession. You can decide if you don't like that. You can decide you don't want it that way. But you will just be spinning your wheels because it is here and the toothpaste ain't going back in the tube. What happens if Hendon Hooker, Katie, says, this high schooler has an $8 million deal, where's my money?
Do you think, though, in the NFL, when there are player negotiations like that, it comes out more...
But here's the thing.
Yeah, you're good.
In the NFL, there are rules, regulations, structures in place. There ain't a fucking structure in place for this at all. They opened it wide ass open. They just said, here, players deserve to get this now. And that's a correct thing to say, but there should have been some structure, some pattern, some sort of house, some sort of blueprint, and there's not. And I'm just throwing out hypotheticals. There's no guarantee what I just said is going to happen. But what if it does?
Yeah, it is just a rumor. But, I think it's the free-for-all. This is going to be a wild comparison. Right now, Oregon, all drugs are legal. So, yeah. Sure, probably for a week or two, things went hog wild. But after a while, it became the new normal. There became rules. There became, the new, basis. I bet you that in a season or two, yeah, it's chaotic right now, but we're going to get...
I don't know. I think it has potential to get worse. Let's look at in the SEC East, right? So Tennessee has Hendon Hooker, and they have this guy locked up for the future.
Yeah.
Right?
Supposedly.
Georgia has a great roster. They just won a national title. Their quarterback is fine. He just won a national title, Stetson Bennett. Let's say you get to fall practice. Let's say Stetson Bennett gets hurt on the second day of fall practice. Let's say Hendon Hooker and Tennessee haven't started practice yet. Let's say Kirby Smart never just directly talks to Hendon Hooker, but let's say Kirby Smart has some people beneath him that might accidentally find themselves in Knoxville, Tennessee, and might accidentally talk to Hendon Hooker, and then Hendon Hooker says, I'm going to Georgia. What stops that? Where is the structure that stops that? Where is the plan that stops that?
I mean, like, we have rules already with the window that you can transfer.
Right.
I think
I liked it better when everybody just cheated.
Yeah.
I know players deserve to get paid. They deserve to get paid what they're worth, a lot of money. But there was a certain charm to just everybody cheating their ass off and not getting called except for Ole Miss.
My biggest worry is academics, and this is just like from a student out.
You went to North Carolina. How's your biggest worry in academics? Sorry.
There we go. It's for me, NIL deals are great.
Did you ever wake up and say, "Oh my God, I'm late to my fake class"? I'm sorry. That's not. I shouldn't have said.
Oh no, the class I took my last semester was an online class. I'm still convinced that. I mean, it's also a social media class. I could have taught it myself, but beside the point. I think it'd be interesting to see what happens, but not enough players are getting proper advising. Like, so many players think they're league bound, don't care about academics, are gonna be more focused. And there's great, like my example. So for UNC, there was Joel Berry and Luke May, great players, but they kind of peaked in college. Their evaluation peaked, and that was it. And I think Luke May's out, Joel Berry's ACC network. Maybe Luke May is somewhere in G League. But like right now, their evaluation peaked in college. So yes, I think it's great for NIL, but like, what have they, like one summer I had to go and check, make a Facebook roster and look what they were doing now, post graduations, we have connections. So many of them didn't have LinkedIn's. They were weren't working. I can't describe this properly, but like coming out of UNC, the kind of education, the places you get, like, if you're going to do an NIL deal, like you better be league bound, like make sure you're actually going to classes, make sure like, and I don't blame them. Like the example I always use, if you have a midterm the next day, but you're offered $5,000 to go sign autographs somewhere for 2 hours, anyone in the right mind is going to take the $5,000. So then you go fail your midterm. Like, you want to make sure people are prepared for college outside of it if they don't make it in the NFL or NBA or whatever.
Anyway, good luck to that kid, Nicholas Iamaleava.
Hope you're good.
Hope you're good.
College football is good when there's more disparity.
If you're not good, you're still going to be rich. So
if you're not good, Tennessee fans will let you know.
Oh, they'll. Well, if I know Tennessee fans, they won't say he's bad until he leaves. And then they'll act like he's the worst thing that ever happened.
I feel,
I don't know. Here's another thing. Let's transition to this. All right, stats. You know what I like to do?
Eat.
I like to do things that are represented by both ads today.
Oh, no.
The first one is I like to eat. And I like to eat good food. I like to eat delicious food. I like to eat food that isn't going to make me poor, which with my new contract, that's going to take a hell of a lot of food. But, bang, bang. Anyway, HelloFresh, the #1 meal service kit in America. HelloFresh is something that is convenient, it's inexpensive, and it's delicious. Those are 3 things that are all good. Convenience, we love it. You don't have to go to the grocery store. You don't have to wait in line for a reservation. You don't have to go deal with waiters, waitresses, and you don't have to. Meals out cost 72% more on average than HelloFresh does. You can have delicious, easy-to-cook meals right in your house. HelloFresh is a box. It's a meal kit service. It is sent to you. In that box are pre-packaged ingredients, pre-organized ingredients with recipe cards. All the recipe cards take about 30 minutes or less, really 20 minutes or less, to do. And then once you do it, you've got delicious food. And I realize I've talked the entire ad, but I love HelloFresh.
Would you say it's your second favorite box or your first favorite box?
Oh, my God.
As far as dinner goes, it is the best box that I can receive. We will, again, talk about other box later. But I love HelloFresh. HelloFresh is delicious. It's awesome. They've got my favorite recipe is the Sloppy Joes. That's kind of a basic bitch thing to like.
They also, shots fired. They also have, it's 2 portions. No, Casey says her favorite thing is the Sloppy Joes, isn't it? It's that and the meatloaf. All the portions are 2, and they're big portions. It's not like when you look on the side of the box of cereal, how it's like a little teeny bit that no one would ever eat. It's massive portions for 2 in each meal.
Go to HelloFresh.com/myname. Walker16, that's Walker16, and use code Walker16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Again, 16 free meals. That's 2 weeks worth of meals.
They're also 2 portions each. Mm-hmm. So it's 32 meals.
And then 3 free gifts, which I don't even know what the gifts are, but I assume they're awesome. Again, go to HelloFresh.com/Walker16. Use that code for 16 free meals, 3 free gifts. One more time, HelloFresh.com/Walker16. Then we're going to talk. I got to talk about Colin Cowherd's dumbass. The worst logo transition in college football history. So yesterday, Vanderbilt put out a new logo. And Katie, I don't know if this is me being old. I don't know if it's me just being different. I don't know what it is. Twitter, Instagram, social media, everybody blew up when Vanderbilt changed from the white V on a black star with gold trimming to just a gold V with black outline. That's what they did yesterday. Again, the old logo, a white V on a black star with gold trimming. Now their new logo is just a V in gold with black outline. I have no idea what the problem is. I have no idea why people are shitting on this so much. I have no idea why this is a big deal. To me, the old logo wasn't exactly very good, and this one is no worse, no better. It's a gold V. Why is everybody freaking out?
It's so...
Plain?
Yeah, it's plain, but also my thing, they don't have it spaced out. Like, whoever designed it, like, all the stuff on Twitter, all the profile pictures, it's not in the middle. It's on the lower bottom. Like, you couldn't figure that out.
Here's the thing. Anytime you can take a letter in college sports, I think you do it. Anytime you can do it, like Miami, right? If they were just Miami, that's boring. But they're the U.
But there's colors in it. It's divided in half.
Fair.
There's
but like
dimensions.
Nobody has taken the letter V. If you think of Virginia, they're UVA. If you think of Virginia Tech, they're VT.
No, I'd say Virginia has the V, and then you have the 2 Cavalier swords behind it.
Correct. But nobody, this gold V, that's Vanderbilt. Like, they own that letter now. And I don't have a problem with that. I think that you know what? I'm going on record. That gold V is a hell of a lot better logo than whatever that is. That looks like a cheap Microsoft Paint logo that somebody just stuck a V on a star.
Oh, I disagree. I think the new V just looks like clip art. Like, I could have designed that.
Isn't that the best logos when you look at it? It's like, I could have designed that. I think it's okay. I don't see the fuss.
I think it's just a change from tradition.
But you're Vanderbilt. You don't have any tradition. What are you trying to perpetuate at Vanderbilt?
Yep, fair.
I like it. I don't hate it. How many schools prefer gold as their primary? Like Notre Dame and them? Is there?
I think UAB.
Yeah, but that's UAB. And no, their green's their primary.
Fine. They have a lot of gold.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame and Vanderbilt, right?
Yeah, I think
Purdue,
so.
maybe? Purdue has black and gold.
It's still not gold. It's like the gold of the Vanderbilt outline. Like that, not gold. It's like
Purdue's logo's a gold P
I still
with a train.
I'd still say it's like a dirty gold. I'm gonna
Dirty
get shit
gold.
for that.
Ooh.
But like it's
Dirty gold.
the new V for Vanderbilt. That's
Say it slowly
gold.
for all the Katie simps out there. Say dirty gold.
No. The V, the star outline of the old logo, that's dirty gold. It's slight difference.
Katie simps are out there. You know that, right?
I don't look at comments. I appreciate every one of you. I learned my lesson. I don't read comments. So I've been told you guys comment on the Facebook. Also, if you're listening to this, go like it or watching it.
YouTube, not the Facebook.
That's why I said watch it.
You said Facebook. YouTube, not Facebook.
Aren't they all? They're owned by the same company at this point. Isn't everyone?
That's right.
They're not. I know, but everyone
Right.
is.
I don't think that's right at all.
Thank you for your comments. I don't read any comments because I just don't. And
It's okay. It's fine.
I'm fine. You're the one that reads the Reddit.
I read everything about myself because I am tremendous.
Okay. You're a brave man.
I'm an egotist.
Yeah, that too.
I'm a narcissist. And as of last Thursday, I'm filthy fucking rich. So what do I give a fuck about?
That's a fair point. You can laugh at the haters.
Oh, man. Have you congratulated me for my new contract, by the way? I think you have.
Did you thank the people who got you there? Don't think you have.
Myself? Yeah, I looked in the mirror and said, thanks, buddy. I looked dead in the mirror and said to everybody who helped me along the way, and I winked, and that was it.
Congratulations on your new contract, Brandon.
Thank you very much.
3 more years of
Also,
this.
I think our text messages would tell a story of me thanking you profusely.
Yes, probably. And me saying, Oreo milkshake, please. But
You want milkshakes today? We can do milkshakes today. We just did milkshakes yesterday or Monday.
I've eaten too
I
much.
don't know about the Oreo. I'm ready to try strawberry or something.
Well,
Oreo milkshakes that we get from Chick-fil-A are thick.
I know. I think Chick-fil-A is the best milkshake.
That's true. The one we got the other day from Smashburger wasn't very good. It was too much.
Their tater tots are much better. But speaking, their tater
Smashburger tater tots?
Oh my god,
Yeah, they're good.
Crack.
Melt Shop tater tots are good.
I've never had them. At Melt Shop, the best thing they have is their mac and cheese.
No, they're cheese tater tots.
Don't when you do fries
I
or
stop at Sonic to get chili cheese tater
when
tots.
you put stuff on top of fries like poutine, like the fries get so soggy. You have to eat it so quickly.
Poutine's incredible.
Disco fries?
Poutine. I like calling it poutine.
Yeah, of course you do.
Well, poutine has disco fries just has the cheese over the top of it, whereas poutine has gravy with like cheese curds in there.
I just know that they have gravy in it, and that's just a lot of.
I never
mush.
thought fries and gravy would be good, but it fucking is.
That's like along the same lines of milkshake and fries.
Best poutine I've ever had is at Forklift in Tupelo, Mississippi. It's unbelievable poutine. I've never been to Canada to have their poutine. I understand that's where the best is.
It doesn't get soggy. Like I know. Like,
who cares? Still tastes like cheese and gravy and potato.
slurp it through a straw and probably a heart attack.
Everybody trying to. Okay. So yesterday,
Southern thing.
Katie Stats, I stared at this tweet, I bet 3 hours before I acted on it.
What was the tweet that we got put in the group chat and then you took and didn't respond to the group chat?
This was it.
Yes, there we go.
This was it. I was already aware of it, but when you put it in the group chat, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do something with it.
Yeah.
Colin Cowherd. Colin Cowherd possibly over the last 5 years has watched 20 minutes of college football. Let's just be honest. His bread and butter is pro football. And Colin Cowherd is not good at what he does. He's elite at what he does. He's elite at formulating takes around the hot sports stories of the minute. I mean, he's one of the best at it. He can make you agree with him or disagree with him by the snap of a finger. He is that good. He can formulate incredible arguments and points. Sometimes those arguments make you mad. I remember 10, 12 years ago when he just wouldn't stop talking about Tebow, and I was like, shut the fuck up about Tebow. It doesn't matter. But sometimes he's exactly right. And this time he's got me flummoxed. I don't know where he's coming from because he is not a college football guy. And when he pretends to be, it's wild. I know who in the media is college football guys. Brandon Walker, that's a college football guy. Kirk Herbstreit, that's a college football guy. Colin Cowherd's not. He's a pro football guy that talks college because now he believes Lincoln Riley's about to take over L.A., so he's jumping on that dick quick. His tweet, sources tell me Lincoln Riley's first USC practice was flawless. One observer noted, some are calling it the greatest practice ever on a college campus, and Katie Stats, I still to this day, a day later, I don't know if he's being serious or not. I think he is.
Unfortunately.
I think he legitimately passed along an observation. One observer noted, some are calling it the greatest practice ever on a college campus. Now, let's break that statement down. Some are calling it the greatest practice ever on a college campus. Imagine if you asked me, hey, how was your lunch? And my response wasn't pretty good. It's, some are calling it the greatest lunch I've ever had.
I'd probably roll my eyes at you and be like, all right.
What a dickheaded way to say that. Because it's obviously just one person thinking this. Some are calling it the greatest practice ever on a college campus. Now, here's a couple of ways I'm going to attack this. Number one, is it possible USC is so down bad and so miserable and used to such shitty football that an actual coach with an actual football practice really did make them think this? That they saw an actual coach walking around with a whistle, running actual drills, running actual plays, looking like an actual team for the first time in 5 years, and they called Colin Cowherd and said, oh my God, you won't believe this. It's a real football practice. Is that possible?
Ew.
Or, and this is where I lean, is Colin Cowherd, whose entire operation is based in L.A., and who desperately, and I mean desperately, wants to come across as Mr. Smooth, Cool Hollywood. Colin Cowherd's been aiming for that for years. He just needs something in town to play off of. Now he might have it in Lincoln Riley at USC. He needs USC to be 2004 USC again. The nation needs USC to be 2004 USC again. The entire West Coast needs USC to be USC again. That's why every little thing Lincoln Riley does, when he farts this season, Colin Cowherd is going to be there to report on it and tell you how wonderful it smells. Because he believes college football needs USC to matter. Colin, you're great. You're elite. You're awesome. I wish I was you. Honest, dead honest. But sucking Lincoln Riley's dick is not going to have the effect you think it's going to have. I think it's going to cause backlash. I don't think it's going to – it's just a wild thing to say.
Here's another tweet from him a few hours before he tweeted the other one.
So this is where – so he is leaning into it. Like, this is a little tongue-in-cheek, but I think his overall praise for Lincoln Riley and USC is not. Lincoln Riley's first practice today at USC, goosebumps. He knows I'm on speed dial if he needs me. Peace. Okay, you're a 52-year-old white man. Stop trying to talk like you're not. It's just a wild. We are at the base of a mountain of Colin Cowherd sucking off USC, and that is probably where college football is headed right now. I think college football is headed towards USC climbing back on top of the mountain, and the national college football media remembering, oh fuck yeah, we service USC every chance we get. Let's get out there. National media and USC are going to be sickening over the next 5 years. That is my prediction.
Yeah, like this is the start of it. I feel like it's only going to get worse from this. We're going to have more people, more reporters, more beat writers. Just, I mean, as much as it sucks, like I want USC to be good. I want there to be more disparity, but this is going to be a bit nauseous.
You want parity? I don't know if disparity is the word.
Disparity. Parity? I thought parity was it.
Parity.
Yeah. Oh, I said disparity.
Yeah.
Whoops.
You made it sad.
Yay, parity.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, it'll be good.
Listen,
they can maybe win the most annoying fan bracket in a few years.
I think they're going to have a chance. Also, if you were in 5 years, I think if you made a poll, well, we'll probably do it, of which school gets sucked off by the media the most.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
USC will be high on that list right now. You got to think it's Alabama, right?
Yeah.
Alabama maybe. Boy, media really treated Michigan this year with kid gloves too. They treated Michigan's return like it was Jesus coming back.
They did with Michigan State a bit until the Purdue game.
Yeah, but at Michigan State, as soon as Michigan State lost, it was like, all right, done.
Yeah.
When Michigan lost, it was still. I mean, for God's sake, they put Aiden Hutchinson second in the Heisman over Will Anderson, who is much better football player.
I think they also did the opposite of it with Clemson. Like, Clemson wasn't that bad, but I feel like everything you read about them was like, oh, Clemson sucks, fell off the deep end, Dabo lost it.
I think that's just the pendulum swinging back on Clemson. Like, Clemson was due a season where they lost 3 games, and as soon as they did disappear from the national limelight, it was what's wrong. And that also has to do with being in a bad conference. Like, if they were in SEC and went 9-3, I don't think you're going to see the media abandon Clemson the way they did. Who's the most sucked off? Oh, I mean, Texas,
I'd say
right?
Coach K, but that's basketball.
Oh, yeah, Coach K for sure. The Red Sox-Yankees rivalry, if we're talking national stuff. Hell, the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry, I think, is trumped up a little bit by the media more than it should be. And more so than that, and you're not going to like this at all, the most hyped up rivalry in all of sports that ESPN cares about more than anybody is UNC Duke. Nobody on the streets cares about UNC Duke.
Oh, I think it is going to take a huge step back without it being Coach K and Roy. But, I mean, it's pretty even rivalry. Ohio State, Michigan. I think that's a little trumped up. I'll agree with you there.
ESPN will do like specials leading up to Duke UNC, and they play twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year. It's just not that big of a deal. And Ohio State, Michigan, I don't know. I think Ohio State gets sucked off by the media. Alabama are really just the good team.
Ohio State, Michigan, I can argue that it's hyped up because it's been so one-sided. Like at that point, like even Auburn, Alabama is fine. But UNC Duke is an even rivalry. What is Jack telling you?
No, I just got a text from my Uncle Doug, who's 62 years old. Said some new phone number. Doug, feel free to give this number to that blonde girl you work with. Before we go any further, Jack, somebody I got to talk to. It's not you.
Again?
It's not you.
No.
I want to talk to your penis. Let me talk to your dick, Jack.
No.
Let me talk to that dick, and trust me, I'm looking in the mirror too, and I'm talking to my dick too.
No.
Because there's nothing worse than a dick that don't do its job. Than a dick that just punches the clock and says, you know what, I'm out. No, I don't want that kind of dick. I want a hard-working dick. I want a dick that works a long
Blue
shift.
collar.
I want a blue-collar dick. That's what I want.
Yes.
We got me and you. We got these white-collar dicks that think
Yeah.
they can leave at 2:30. No, we're not
an
doing
oil rig.
Yeah, we're
Coal
fucking,
miner dick.
we're fucking on the side of the highway, filling potholes, dick. That's the dick I want.
Yep.
And that's what you can have. Because many guys have tried ways to last longer in bed. Thinking about baseball doesn't always work. Thinking about your third grade science project doesn't always work. You are got to be in the moment. You can't be doing that. Got to be in the moment.
Gotta be present.
The folks at Roman. They're an online men's health company changing the game with Roman swipes.
Yes, they did.
Take that blue-collar dick out. You take the swipe. It's discreetly marked. You swipe it on. Bam. The dick's going to stay where it needs to stay.
You take that white collar dick out and it becomes blue.
Correct?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Smurfed.
And if you are blue collar already, you may even get to like mega blue collar if you put on the swipes. Like,
You might get a second job.
Yeah, second job, yeah.
Roman can ship swipes to you in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each swipes packet is small enough to hide in your wallet for whenever you need it, not wherever. What? Good luck for you if it's wherever.
Well, wherever, yeah.
Because that means she's ready to go. They're super easy to use. Just use the swipes out of the packet, swipe it on, let it dry, and you're good to go. Go to GetRoman.com/Walker to get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. That's GetRoman.com/Walker. Thank you, Jack's dick. Good luck, buddy. All right, Uncle Doug, thank you very much. That.
Other news.
Yeah, other
The
news.
Urban Meyer, the Athletic article.
Now we're going too far on the Urban Meyer articles. Now we're with Urban Meyer. Yeah, he's probably not a great guy. But guess what? He's in there. We're good. But guess what? A lot of coaches probably aren't great guys. I don't need a report into what Nick Saban's spending his charity budget on. I don't need any of that. I need to know if my football coach can win. And now that Urban Meyer has disgraced himself in Jacksonville, you're seeing writers like those of The Athletic, who, by the way, The Athletic's in your email right now begging you for $1 because they fucking suck. But The Athletic goes and writes these things, and clearly, some of these things he says are just ball-busting things dudes say when they get around other dudes.
I feel like it is hard to...
They're reporting ball-busting as if it's the most serious thing you've ever said. Like, John Brown signed with the Jags as a free agent. He ran the wrong route in practice. To correct the mistake, Brown, who's from Florida, and Trevor Lawrence ran through the route again after practice. Meyer walked up to the pair. Hey, Trevor, you got to slow it down for him. These boys from the South, their transcripts ain't right. Trevor Lawrence is from Cartersville, Georgia. It was a joke. That was a joke. That is ball busting. That's ball breaking. I know when I'm here doing something, somebody might say, oh, it's Brandon, he's from the South. Talk slow for him. And yet, I know I'm a valued guy here. Like, that's a fucking joke. And we're talking about these Urban Meyer things now like everything he did was just Hitler getting his military in shape.
Then, well, I get your argument with that. Like, what would you say to the stuff about you couldn't get a job outside of football?
That one's less defensible, but
Fair enough.
I don't know. Again, without tone, without atmosphere, without knowing what the room was like, none of these individual quotes matter to me at all.
Yeah. No.
All that truly matters to me is are laws being broken and can he win? You answer those two questions the right way, I think a football coach is doing his job.
Yeah. It's like the SEC stands for we don't care about your dead bodies until you lose.
We're absolutely piling on Urban Meyer after he, and like this right here. When they were getting ready to play the Rams, and they were getting ready to play Aaron Donald, former Pitt great. Who's this 99 guy on the Rams? Meyer asked one staffer. I'm hearing he might be a problem for us. That's a fucking joke. He knew who Aaron Donald was, and we're reporting it like he's being serious. I don't understand. I think Urban Meyer's coaching college football at the end of 2022. I don't know who he's coaching. I got a couple of ideas.
What conference?
Oh, well, I mean, what conference is going to overlook a guy's past and hire him because he's going to win football games? Number one.
SEC.
Correct, yeah. So I would think Auburn would be my number one choice. I mean, they've got a shitty coach. They don't like their coach. They're going to fire their coach soon, and they don't care. And this is me. By the way, I've been in dipshit Auburn territory over the last couple of days. I mean, just getting their ass hat fans, not even the good ones.
From what?
I tweeted out, remember how their basketball fan base would do all the memes?
Oh, yeah.
I tweeted out, by the way, this is going to come back to you now. You did all those memes all year, and turns out you were overrated ass clowns or something like that. And they didn't like it. Fine. But I've gone past the clever ones, and I've just got the terrible ones.
Oh, yeah.
And Auburn's got a bunch of terrible ones. Anyway, I don't care about Urban Meyer. What's Mincy at me for?
You even think in today's day and age that Urban will find his way back?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I don't know. Short of what Art Briles is in purgatory for, I don't know what's going to keep a coach out.
I think with him, the images of him with college-age girls at his bar, that's going to be the biggest issue.
I don't see that. I mean, I don't think that girl was college age. I think she was mature.
Whether she was or wasn't, she looked it.
Yeah.
She looked like she could be in college.
Sometimes you just got to stick your finger up somebody's butt. I mean, what?
We don't kink shame here.
No, I mean, sometimes you got to check somebody's oil. You never know. Maybe he wants to be a mechanic and he's training.
Oh, God.
Emory Jones is transferring from Florida.
Well,
Jack, you can sit back there for all this news, but when we get to the bracket, I'm going to need you for that.
yeah, because I don't know enough history to do the big plays.
We're doing the top 16 plays of this century. That's the bracket. I'll let you know when you come in. You can come in now, but I'll just let you know. He's just sitting back there chilling.
I mean, Emory
Have to have
Jones.
a long talk later, by the way.
Oh, God. We're allowed to have other passions.
Huh?
We're allowed to have other passions.
I have other passions, but when the show's on, the show's on. We'll talk. Me and him will talk. We'll get it straight. Butt heads a little bit, and then we'll shake hands and be good.
But I don't know. Emory Jones, we thought.
Emory Jones transferring from Florida. So Emory Jones, let's be honest, not a very good quarterback. Not great. Don't know where he's going to help. He'll find somewhere, I'm sure. I don't think it hurts Florida. I think they've decided they're going with Anthony Richardson. So Emory Jones, one of those highly touted quarterbacks that, to me, just not really an SEC guy. Doesn't really have the arm talent to be an SEC guy. Maybe he catches on. Maybe he's Cincinnati's new quarterback down, a year down the road. Maybe he's, I don't know, at Bowling Green, whatever.
It did seem that the rumors that he was going to transfer came out right after the season. They were mingling for about a week, went away, so it seemed like Billy Napier kind of convinced him to stay.
I want to reiterate my main point about Florida's hire this year. And by the way, Florida fans, my recent track record of hating SEC hires, 2 years ago I hated the Sam Pittman hire, been pretty fucking good. Last year I hated the Shane Beamer hire, pretty damn good. And this year my hated hire in the SEC was Billy Napier. And the reason I hate Billy Napier for Florida, and I'm going to reiterate now, Florida is basing its future now on Heisman hopeful quarterback Anthony Richardson. Number 15, looks like a clone of Dak Prescott. And to get him to where they need him to be and to win games, they're going to need him to be developed. And they decided after one bad season to fire the best quarterback developing coach in the country. To fire the guy who was going to make Anthony Richardson matter the most. They fired that guy. They had the perfect coach-quarterback combination if they had just withstood one bad season. But their egos couldn't allow them to struggle in recruiting compared to Kirby Smart. So they fired a guy who was going to develop their quarterback for the future, and now their quarterback for the future isn't going to be as good in the future because they fired the guy who's going to get them ready for the future. Are you following this, Florida fans? Billy Napier might be a good guy, but that was Dan Mullen's quarterback, and you took Dan Mullen away, and you're not going to get the best out of Anthony Richardson, I guarantee you. What's next?
That was it. On to the brackets.
That's our news. Get your ass in here, McGuire. So, It is. We'll finish up with March. We got 2 more brackets. We couldn't decide today to do live animal mascots or the plays. I came up with the plays of the millennium, the plays of the century.
I think
Right
that
before the
that's
show.
for.
I think that has more life on Twitter.
I think that the mascots. I think the conversation around the best plays for you guys will be better podcasting material. I think that we can easily do a social bracket for the
We can
animals.
just do a social bracket for that. Yeah.
We'll do a social bracket for both, but I think for terms of podcasting, I think talking about top plays will be better content. And Jack is left.
Well, I think he wants to see if this mic's turned on. I'll tap the mic for him when he gets over there.
I told him.
I'll tap the mic when you get over there. You ready? Sounds good. All right.
Yeah, cool. See?
Sounds like it might be loud as fuck, though.
Jason did it.
Well, that's what scares me. Come on in, McGuire.
How is spinning back fist?
Mm-hmm. Talking to the mic.
It was good. How do I sound?
Sound fine.
Yeah.
You talk.
Talking.
Everybody.
Sounded great.
Everybody sounds.
Yay.
All right. Let's talk it out on air.
No, let's not. I don't understand, Jack. You're the producer of Unnecessary Roughness. For every episode we've had in the last 6 weeks, 10 weeks, we come in this room. I prep the show for what I need. Y'all hang around a little bit, and then you produce the show. Today you left and you went and did something else. You're the producer of the show.
I'm the producer of the show, and I was told yesterday as producer of the show to be ready at 2 o'clock. And I'm a part, as you are a part of a lot of things here too. And I'm not saying that anything should be just like unnecessary roughness. That's it. And I told them I would also be able to do it. And at 2 o'clock today, I was ready. I came in here, and then I came in again at 2:45, at 3. And I get sometimes, and I know you have 2 shows before that.
I told Katie this morning we're changing it from 2 back to 3. That's my fault. I didn't tell you. So I'll wear that one.
And then also, as I said to you over text, I've done this show, I think, 150 straight times since COVID. The only show I've missed here was when I went to London, which I still produced, by the way. I was still going to produce this show after, and I've done it without you, without Katie, without Casey. I also thought this was a great opportunity for you and Katie to talk, because I think Katie is really good at her job as well. And I think Katie, sometimes I take there's a lot of mouths in the room, and when I was in there, I enjoyed the conversation. And I think people of Unnecessary Roughness will like it too.
Fair enough. I accept all those answers. And what? I accept all those answers, and it's a non-issue. We go forward. All right. Are you ready to do the top?
I'm really interested in these plays, let me tell you. Did you guys talk about the Tennessee one?
We did.
Okay.
Yeah, try to get Big T. He says he's recording macrodosing right now, but
I got annoyed that Tennessee won.
They're happy.
Self-fulfilling prophecy, because they did a very annoying thing and voted for themselves.
They were like, this is the only thing we're going to win.
They did that's obnoxious as hell.
But you were never more right about something than you were about Auburn this year in basketball.
Right.
You're all right about a lot of things. But Auburn in basketball, the Tennessee fans wanting to win this, and then also the only thing that I was disappointed in you when I was in there, the one thing that the media sucks off the most, it's the Rose Bowl.
That thought crossed my mind. I looked up at you and I was like, "Fuck, Rose Bowl!" And for some reason, my brain is like a parakeet today. It's just flying all over the cage.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it. I've had a lot of troubles today of just thinking something and then forgetting it.
No, yeah.
do that earlier with
Media
Hank.
absolutely sucks off the Rose Bowl. Correct. To the point where our quest for the playoff, our quest for college football progressiveness,
It's ruined.
is going to be hard because the Rose Bowl's in the way of it. And the media's love for the Rose Bowl's in the way of it. We're going to win eventually, me and you. But, by the way, Texas back.
Texas back, yeah.
All right, so I came up with the top. I came up with 16.
Just
I
one.
want to do 32. We could pause and do 32 real quick. We could get to 32. I got 16 plays of the millennium.
How about if we do 16 and then next week, if people are like, how is this not in there? We can do a second one, kind of.
Yeah, so I've got 16 plays.
I am proud of the Tennessee fan base. So they've been not
It was
good
a
at football
landslide.
for 2 decades,
Yeah.
and they still care as much as they do.
Yeah, was that you that said that? Because
No, somebody sent it. It said it in our replies. I forgot who. It was a brilliant point.
Yeah, no, entirely.
By the way, you were right. Also, the people loved that. We got the most votes out on the most annoying.
Votes on the finale there. All right, so the top 16 plays of the millennium. I will miss some. I came up with these off the top of my head. I will miss some. So if a play comes to your mind, Jack, and you say what should be in there, I might replace one at the end. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
2 8-seed brackets, 2 18 brackets right here. In the Brandon Walker region, the number one seeded play, these are plays since the year 2000, the kick six.
Okay.
That is an easy number one seed.
Without a doubt.
That is going to be tough to beat. But
the thing is, Alabama fans may vote for the 8th seed right now.
You think Alabama? Yeah, it's true.
It's like it's a good way. It's like
Alabama fans could rise against this. And number 8 seed is Rondale Moore, 65-yard touchdown against Ohio State in 2018. I believe it was 18.
I think it might have been Halloween night.
Rondale Moore, Purdue upset Ohio State. Rondale Moore was great that night, but it is the play where they threw it to him out of the backfield. He went to the left sideline, made a move. Chris Fowler thought he was going to be tackled. He didn't get tackled. He escaped. Rondale Moore, long touchdown against Ohio State.
You know what was great about that? And we'll put it on Twitter. We'll put all these plays on Twitter. We talk about how great fields look.
Right.
The Purdue field at night looks awesome. Yeah. Something about that grass, the lights.
Right.
Rondale Moore, that was...
There's an angle to the camera there that makes it look a little more stark. There was just not a fog in the air, but just a whiff of
You know what
smokiness.
PFT says about Oklahoma State? It's like there's nothing beyond Oklahoma State's field, so it's dark. It's same with Purdue. Like when you take a photo of it, the only thing that's lit up is that field, and that's like college football to me.
All right, number 4 and 5 seed in the Brandon Walker region, and this again.
I'm writing down plays to make sure they get.
It kind of stinks because I just wanted to eliminate one of these plays. I hate to use the same team twice, but it happened within 2 weeks of each other or within a week of each other. The Miracle of Jordan Hare.
Yes.
The Miracle of Jordan Hare, when they beat Georgia in 2013, they threw the long pass, and it goes off 2 Georgia defensive backs, and it was Ricardo Lewis?
Yes.
Ricardo Lewis makes the catch. Not how you spell Jordan. That's okay. It is spelled like Jordan, but they say Jordan. They're Auburn fans. They don't know how to speak.
Yeah, not your fault.
Miracle at Jordan Hare against number 5 seed. This one hurt too. Chad Kelly, touchdown pass against Alabama 2015, where it was an errant snap. He had to chase it down.
21st century.
Huh? Yeah.
Only 20. Okay.
It's only since 2000. So he has to chase it down, doesn't catch it, goes and gets it, throws it up, is hit when he throws it, goes off an Alabama player's helmet, and lands luckily in an Ole Miss player's hands for a touchdown. Quincy Adebayo, I think.
One of the most – I remember where I was watching it. I was still in college. I remember just being – I was like, there's no way Ole Miss is going to win this game, and they did.
All right, so by the way, as we go, so we're going to move kick 6 through.
Yes, yeah.
So kick 6 moves through.
Miracle at Jordan Hare.
Really, you think so?
100%. The Miracle at Jordan Hare, and also RIP to
Rob Bramlett.
His call of that is unbelievable as well. It's just as good as the kick 6, and I know we don't have to talk about it.
All right, we go to 3 seed versus 6 seed, and these I like to put rivalries against each other. The 3 seed in the Brandon Walker region, Jadeveon Clowney's hit versus Michigan in the 2011 Outback Bowl. I think it's the Outback Bowl. It might be the Capital One Bowl. It's one of those. It's one of the Florida Bowls. But I think it's the Outback Bowl. Against the 6th seed, Hunter Renfrow, game-winning touchdown, 2016 national title game.
All right, I will have to take on – I think – and I even think of it of just kind of that game – not game, that team in general.
Yeah.
That whole game even – so exciting. Jalen Hurts had that amazing run. Yeah. And then they go down and they do that. That play was so like – I think of it like
Really?
Yeah. I think of it like –
But it won a national title.
I know. I get it. And I'm not taking it away from Clemson. I know Bama fans will probably say, oh, the pass interference on that. But also the Jadeveon Clowney I said that wrong, but his hit. You know what happened right before it, right? The worst call in college football history.
There was a measurement for a first down. Michigan was about 3-5 centimeters short.
Yeah.
And the ref looked down like, okay, first down.
First down.
And it wasn't, it was not a first down.
And it was right next to the South Carolina, and Spurrier is going crazy.
And that basically got Michigan's running back killed.
Because it was a fourth down.
Another bracket should be worse calls.
Yeah.
Oh, there
Or
you
like biggest ref interference.
Well, he's got it.
all Mississippi State. Y'all just have to shut the fuck up on that show.
We may just have brackets for the rest of the season.
I
off season.
love the bracket idea. I think the Clowney hit goes through anyway.
Yes, I think so.
In this region, again, it's just 8 seeds.
I think Renfro, the better play from Renfro is the touchdown he caught in the first national championship against, I think it was Humphreys. Yep. There was 2 5-stars guarding him.
Okay.
And he was that not unknown, but he was kind of like a walk-on, those goofy-looking insurance agent catching against 2 5-stars. And I was like, what is going on here?
Number 2 seed in the Brandon Walker region, the Bush Push. The Bush Push, that is not a porn. Against number 7 seed, no C. Michigan State Hail Mary to beat Wisconsin, where they throw it to the goal line and he swings back across. That was Michigan State to beat Wisconsin, or was that?
Yes.
Wisconsin beat Michigan State. That was Michigan State to beat Wisconsin.
Michigan State, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins. That Hail Mary where he catches it, and the replay, he just swings it back over. I remember, I don't know if it's the first time replay really had me on the edge of my seat with a game on the line, but it's one of the first times I can remember at the end of a game thinking this replay means everything.
And it was like right when HD TVs were really like, okay, you can see everything. And everybody had an HD TV. They weren't like extremely expensive anymore. This one, Bush Push is so iconic.
So Bush Push goes through. In the Casey Smith region, the number 1 seed, Boise State Statue of Liberty play against the number 8 seed, and this is an underseeded play, and it's not going to win, but it's still an underseeded play. The Bluegrass Miracle.
Yep.
Devery Henderson Hail Mary from
this was
Marcus Randall, was it?
Yes.
Marcus Randall. 75-yard touchdown pass to beat Kentucky. Kentucky fans storming the field. One of my favorite plays ever. I remember standing in my living room on Truman Creek Road in West Point, Mississippi. Me and my dad were like in an argument. Like we were mad. Like we were fighting mad. We were yelling at each other. And we were yelling at each other. And in the background, and we both just turned and we just like jumped up and like hugged each other. Like, oh my God, did you see that? And we were right back to fighting.
But that... What was the channel on? It was that weird
Jefferson Pilot Sports.
Yeah, JPS. Yeah.
I think ACC people had Raycom.
Yep.
We had Jefferson Pilot Sports in the Southeast, and it was the worst.
The worst. I think it was
worst. The 3 Daves were so god awful at calling games. It was unbelievable. I probably underseeded that one, but Boise State Statue of Liberty obviously beats it.
Yeah.
The blue, I might have fucked that up. I probably should have put them like 7 or something.
You can move it.
You want to move it right now?
Yeah, move it.
Chance?
Move it.
It still might not win. I think it's still not. No. All right, I'm going to make it a 5 seed.
Oh, okay.
All right. Forget I said anything about the Bluegrass Miracle. The 8 seed. I'm moving things around. Hold on. I'm moving things around.
There's a few that I've written down.
I got. Hold on. I got that. That's the 8 now. That's the 7. And Bluegrass is going to be the 5. We'll get back to Bluegrass Miracle. The 8 seed, Braxton Miller's spin move in the open field against Virginia Tech. I don't remember the year, 14, 15. I think it was 15.
I think it was 16.
16? I think it was 15.
It was 15. You're so right. It was 15.
Well, let's see. We'll have to see.
Because
it
was
15.
fall
It was
of
right after the
2015.
national title game.
It was after the national title game. You're so right.
Because they had, or was it?
It was, because that was the year that Ohio State lost to Michigan State in that crappy game, but they had the most talented team ever. Everyone came back from the national title team, except for Zeke.
Yeah.
On YouTube, it's posted in 2015, September.
Yeah.
You know what's the funniest moment of that game was and this was actually tweeted by Feidelberg, who put a great combination of it. The Virginia Tech quarterback in the halftimes, he had a speech to the team that says something along the lines of like, "We're not going to give up. You're going to have to fucking take me off that field before I lose this game." Because remember, Virginia Tech beat Ohio State the year prior, and the first play of the second half, he got taken off the field for being injured. It's a very funny clip. I think the guy's fine, but maybe he listens to the show.
So that's now the 8 seed. It's going to get beat by the Boise State Statue of Liberty. The 4 seed, 4th and 25. Maybe my favorite play of all time. Arkansas, Ole Miss, 2015. Again, 2015. 4th and 25. Arkansas up against it. They're about to lose. They throw a long pass to Hunter Henry.
Yes, who still was a great player.
Hunter Henry catches the ball at like the 20, throws it straight backwards to Alex, lateral.
Alex Collins?
To the ground. Alex Collins picks it up, ends up running for a first down at like the 15. They end up scoring and winning the game. But 4th and 25 against number 5 seed, the Bluegrass Miracle.
And that won Alabama a national championship, right?
It did because
they wouldn't have gone.
They wouldn't have won the West. Correct.
So that's one of those we could even do a what if bracket, what if Terrell Pryor went to West Virginia and Rich Rod didn't leave Michigan, like one of those things. But I think 4th and 25, 100%.
All right, let's move 4th and 25 through the 3 seed.
That'll be over the 5 seed Bluegrass Miracle.
Yes.
Well, it's going to give Bluegrass Miracle a chance in the public's eye.
Yeah, in the public's eye.
Yeah.
The 3 seed. I don't know what. Does this play have a name?
What?
The Michigan punt. At the very end, Michigan tries to punt. The ball is still loose, and Sean McDonough on the call. Jalen Watts-Jackson picks it up, runs for a touchdown, beats Michigan. Does that play have a name?
No, I think it's just when Sean McDonough, his voice cracked 3 times. So I think that's it.
Yeah.
And also that gave one of the best memes in Twitter history of the guy going like this.
That was one of the original surrender cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one that, and Katie will relate to this because, and I sometimes have to tell Katie, like, don't tell me, because we have on social media, we have for our team, we have up the tweet deck, and the journalists are at the game, and they're 10 to 15 seconds ahead, and they'll tweet out, and they actually tweeted it out. Remember when Alabama missed that kick against Georgia, and Katie was like, "Oh, they're gonna miss this during the national championship." Dan Wolkin, funny enough, tweeted out, "Oh my God," right before I saw it happen. So I knew it was going to something bad was going to happen.
I think I've said this story before, but that was the middle game of a day, and it was on ESPN. I think it was on ESPN, and I was getting ready to watch somebody play the night game, the SEC night game. I was getting ready because I was just like ready. I was like, get this game over with, and I just happened to be standing there watching, and then it happened. And it was just like, it was incredible.
The bounces.
It needs a name.
The bounces of that ball to result in a touchdown too are insane.
I don't know what they were down. I think they were down. I
think they were down more than a field goal.
No, I think they were down less than a field goal. I remember.
But I think the clock ran out, so they wouldn't have.
Okay, so I'm going to make my point whenever I find out how much time was left or how many points they were down by. Michigan State punt. Yeah. What was the score? Okay, Liberty Mutual. Liberty Bibberty.
Liberty Bibberty. Okay, we'll do the voice off.
They were down 23-21, okay? They're down 23-21. There's 10 seconds left. And I remember thinking, go out of bounds. Go out of bounds so you can have a fucking field goal try. Like 3, 2, 1, there's 3 seconds left when he's at the 10-yard line. Like, I thought it was so stupid he was trying to score. And it kind of was stupid he was trying to score.
Yeah.
But he did score. But if he had got tackled at the 1 and time had run out, it would have been an all-time what the fuck are you doing play. Instead, he does, in fact, get in. They were down 23-21. The ball was at the Michigan State 48.
Well, that's where this is from.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm watching the video.
This is awesome. It's like watching history, like in a history class, and they're like, "Wait, so that's why this happened?" It's like, "Oh wow."
Where were you when he said that's where this is from 5 minutes ago?
I'm looking at plays.
Okay, all right. All right, that's the number 3 seed. The number 6 seed is the original Tim Tebow jump pass.
So the first one ever?
First one when they were playing LSU, I believe.
Oh, yes. I know this one. Yep.
Yeah, when they were playing LSU, and you were like, what what was that?
Yep.
And it became almost passe. It became like not a big deal. It became just something they did. But the first time you saw it, you were like, what?
What? Yeah.
What the hell?
It was almost like you remember the first time like the Dolphins started running the Wildcat?
Yeah, it was like seeing
what the hell is that?
It was like seeing a UFO. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to call that. Now, the Michigan State punt goes through.
But
or the Michigan punt. And the 2 seed against the 7 seed.
Wait, who should move on for?
Number 3. Just call it MSU punt. And the 2 seed in the Casey Smith region, and I gave her this 2 seed for a reason. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, Vince Young.
Vince Young. Vince Young, 4th and 5, national title on the line. Keith Jackson on the call. The best game of this century. Vince Young to win a national title, runs towards the corner of the end zone in the Rose Bowl against 7 seed Reggie Bush. Punt return highlight against Fresno State in 2005. Basically won him the Heisman.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not a punt return. It's just a regular play. But he runs, he gets the ball, runs to the left, the top sideline, ends up scoring at the bottom sideline.
On the old FSN, Fox Sports Network.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And it happened probably 11:30, 12 o'clock Eastern time.
Every person ever has seen that, and they think Reggie Bush is the best college football player ever because of that. He was really good. All right, can I tell you the plays you forgot that you...
All right, well, we might...
Wait, who was the last one?
Reggie Bush.
Oh, sorry.
Where are you at?
I'm responding to stuff.
All right. What did I miss?
All right. So you missed the Zeke's run through the middle of the South.
2014 Ohio State. I
Ohio
thought
State.
about it.
Okay, you thought about it? That's perfect. Tennessee, Georgia, Hail Mary.
Fuck.
That one was unreal.
Juwan Jenkins.
This one is... It's kind of a controversial play, but Dwyer's run against
Oregon.
Oregon. Was he down? Was he not?
Yeah.
Johnny's play against Alabama where he fumbles the ball up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that great of a play? No, but if we had 32 teams, he probably would have made it. What else do I have? Oh, Cam's TD run against LSU. That one is his Heisman moment and was like, holy fuck, this guy's the best player in college football. And I think it's just more like, oh, my sister loves her.
Being Burns.
Yeah, her name's Hannah Burns. But
Being Burns,
my
that's
sister
her.
like loves her.
She's been on stuff before.
Yeah,
I
she
called
was
her
on
the
Call Her
celebrity
Daddy.
TikTok person, and Brand was like, well, that's specific.
LSU fans will say this. I think it was 3rd and 18 against LSU against Texas.
Yeah.
And that was when that was one of those moments that was like, oh,
It's the light switch.
that was a light switch. Like, wait a second,
Right.
they have all the best players on the entire team. So in the entire country too.
There was a catch by a Clemson player, I believe, against Ohio State in the semifinal 2019 that maybe could have made it. And certainly I feel like I'm not representing the early part of the century all that well.
There's that catch by that Alabama football player.
Tyrone Prothro.
Yeah.
What about one of the Devonta catches? Like the
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are all plays that could have made it. And if we did have a 32 team, I like the fact that every one of yours was in the SEC, so I look like not an SEC homer that didn't include those. Out of those, I would definitely, Juwan Jenkins probably could have made it. Because I remember I was working in Georgia at the time at a newspaper in Georgia, and I was working there with a bunch of Georgia guys. And there was a delay on TV. There was somehow a delay on their TV from what I was watching. I was watching live TV. They were watching CBS Sports Online.
Okay.
And I saw it. I reacted to it. I yelled, "Oh my God!" And I walked around the corner to watch them watch it, and it was delightful.
that's kind of nice about doing TweetDeck, because you know.
Oh,
You can see the reaction.
oh, Brandon, you're about to get really mad that you forgot this. The Crabtree catch. That one's borderline like a 3-4 seed. The Crabtree, that's an iconic.
All right, you know what?
Also, Michael Vick had a few plays.
Why don't we put Crabtree in for the public vote?
Yep.
Why don't we put him in instead of Reggie Bush? Because Reggie Bush already has the Bush push. What? What did I miss too?
App State, Michigan.
Son of a bitch!
The block kick against Michigan is.
See, even I know that one.
Okay. You were here. You didn't help. All right. Should we redo it as 32?
Maybe we could redo it next week.
Maybe. Okay. All right. What if we do this?
I'm listening.
What
Yeah.
if we do this?
Mm-hmm.
We have gone through. I understand, Jack. You don't have to show me the fucking play.
No. It just started on YouTube, so.
I understand. All right. What if we do this? The podcast version we just did. We did the 16-team version. We did our version. But the one we put out publicly to vote on will be a 32-team version.
Okay.
We'll work on it. By tomorrow we'll have our 32 teams.
I actually like that.
Also, we'll have to figure out when putting them. Obviously, for individual voting, we can do a video of the play.
Right.
But how do we call them? Like, what do we tell them?
All right, hold on.
People will know, and
So I
can put the YouTube link in the caption.
just a minute.
This is kind of fun, just talking
So
over
16,
him.
17,
Making
18,
him have to figure
19,
this out.
20, 21, 22. We're at 22. There were a couple plays I didn't use. The original LSU fake field goal where he threw it over the back of his head.
Yes.
And then North Texas punt return against Arkansas.
Yes.
I love that play so much.
And the Arkansas fans hate that play.
All right.
I'll be in a space with Arkansas Twitter, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, remember that time that was the North Texas player?" And also, they say that was a dangerous play. They say.
All right, before we go, let's make sure we're not forgetting. By the way,
I'm going through all of these.
what are you going through?
Like, there's
On Bleacher Report?
this is Men's Journal.
People will argue this all the time.
Okay, but if you are listening, if you're watching this or listening to it on Thursday morning, you can suggest a play to us that we haven't said. Don't suggest a play we've already said because you're a stupid-ass cunt. But suggest a play we haven't said. Was that a lot?
No, I'm just doing a shaken
Was that too
disapproval.
No,
Too much.
no.
It's in brand for you.
Is that too much? Okay. I like being in the middle of two people. And
Here's a decent. I'll just show you the photo. The Notre Dame Texas. It didn't really meet because they both stunk that year. But the Notre Dame Texas
the running? Was that
Memorial
Foreman?
Day.
What about
No, that's
Jerome-
Tyron Swoops or whatever.
Yeah, swoops.
this is probably not like
That was
a.
the original Texas is back, wasn't it?
Yes, that's the Texas. Yeah, it has to be in there then.
This isn't probably big enough, but the Kansas over Texas with the
That's not bad.
conversion.
Yeah.
It's probably good space filler if you hit 32.
I'm trying to think of the.
Miami's lateral touchdown versus Duke 2015.
Baker have any plays?
I'm thinking of Heisman winners.
You could just
do what I was doing. I was going Lamar.
For Baker, you can just do the flag plant or the nut grab.
Yeah, but that's not a play.
That's a moment.
It's a moment.
You can.
Those are moments.
It's a play. It's a mind game.
All right, 2000 was Chris Wing.
Oh,
God damn it! What? I hate when you make that noise because I know it's going to be a good one. I'm going to go right.
this is gonna be good, like a good 15 seed. Well, it won't be 15, but Will Greer to David Sills, and then he does the horns down against West Virginia, Texas. Remember
That makes sense.
that was.
Did Pat White have anything?
Well, Pat White's best plays against UConn.
Okay, so they're out. All right.
Roy Williams Superman dive 2001.
Najee Harris jumping over the Notre Dame player.
True.
When did David Pollock happen?
Yep. Pollock's interception.
Georgia Tech blocks Florida State
Yep,
field goal
that's a
2015.
good one, yep.
Oh yes, that's the last time a Georgia Tech football moment happened.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The Tennessee Florida Hail Mary too. We could if we need to.
What about Tennessee Georgia Hail Mary 2016?
We got that one. The only problem with the Tennessee Florida Hail Mary.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Hail Mary. Somehow Tennessee just gave up a normal ass pass as time. That's the only time I've ever seen it in my life. He just a normal. He just rolled out to the right, threw it as far as he could, and the guy just caught it at the goal line.
Felipe Franks.
Single coverage.
Felipe Franks.
I just what?
We could put Najee Harris's jump over someone against Lamar Jackson's jump over the guy at Syracuse. But that's just more like I'm thinking of great plays as
Right.
meaningful.
I don't remember. Yeah, correct. I don't remember the player. Was it Oklahoma State or Oklahoma? The interception at the sidelines where
it's Oklahoma State.
he caught it and threw it back in, But like that play doesn't have a name.
That I agree. But you could say Oklahoma State interception against Oklahoma, Bedlam, and they'll be like, oh, people will know it. Does RG3's best one's that random long pass against Oklahoma? I don't think he.
That was back in the day where if it wasn't a long touchdown in the Big 12, it shouldn't have counted because everybody was scoring 70 points a game.
I agree.
That was that moment in history.
Does West Virginia, I think their best play, I swear to God, man. David Silas catching it and then doing this. That was the original horns down debate. And then they banned the cheerleaders in the upcoming game against Texas, against Oklahoma from doing it.
All right, so we got, all right, so 2002 was Ohio State, Miami.
Texas is back, folks.
Ed Reed had a memorable play, but I don't know if that was in the late 90s.
It was in early 2000s when against Boston College.
He stole the ball from his teammate.
Yep.
All right, we're going to get to 32. You guys will vote on a 32-team bracket.
2005 West Virginia versus Louisville.
What is that?
That's a Big East play.
Oh, it's not listed. I was going through the top 10
I know what you're about
best
to say.
West Virginia
Mount Cody?
football games.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Rutgers kicker that pointed at the camera.
Oh, yeah. Mount Cody's is not bad, but we could probably fill the whole thing with.
The 30. Yeah. I don't think it makes the 32-team list.
I'm watching the Felipe Franks Hail Mary right now.
You know Felipe Franks is the only listed quarterback on the Atlanta Falcons right now?
This is the funniest thing ever. It was normal coverage.
It was normal, on the very end of the game, they just had single coverage. I've never seen it before. They signed Mariota, didn't they?
I might have missed that.
They signed Marcus Mariota. They might not be.
Okay. Well, at some point when Matt Ryan had left, the only quarterback was Felipe Franks.
Oh. Penn State's block against Ohio State on the kick, and they return it for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And
maybe Saquon's punt return or kick return in that same game?
No, that's a different game. That was the next year.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Aaron Murray.
We'll have you 32. We'll have you 32. You're going to vote on 32, and we'll determine the play of – now, kick six is going to be hard to beat, but Boise State Statue of Liberty play, to me, I would think I would vote that one over kick six.
Florida State fans are going to be so mad we haven't mentioned the Jameis to Kelvin Benjamin.
I'll write it down.
And we have not mentioned second and 26 or second and 26. People are yelling at their if they're what we didn't say second and 26.
Well, you know what? Because you were doing spinning fucking.
I know.
You were fucking in there talking about somebody getting knocked out and meatballs and all that shit. Quit making that noise. You're not coming. All right.
I'm watching the Boise State Statue of Liberty play. How is it that spectacular? It is the timing. The play itself.
Okay, first of all, you got to understand this.
G5 didn't like it.
Right. This is Boise State's first chance, but they had a 4th and 18 before that to get to. They had two plays to get to overtime that were incredible. It was the culmination of them with like 4 or 5 plays in the last 5 minutes that were incredible. They had a lateral play to force overtime.
Yep.
Right?
They did the thing where 2 receivers come across at the same time, and it was a lateral.
And then they had to go for 2 at some point.
Yes.
Oh, no. To set up the Statue of Liberty, that was a 2-point conversion. Their touchdown was on 4th and goal.
Yep.
And it was a halfback pass.
Yep.
To a tight end on 4th and goal.
Yep.
And then they did the statue. Like it was like a display of modern football ingenuity we had never seen at that point. There were 3 plays we hadn't seen.
And what's the worst thing that happened in that game?
Boise State thinks they're worth a shit.
Nope.
The announcer.
I think was it Houston? Not Houston.
Oh, it's a Chris something. It's not Chris Fowler. It's the other one. Chris. Fuck. What's his?
He works for John Boy Sports now, I think.
No, he does. He's bigger than that. Chris fucking. What's his name?
I don't know, but
not Mortensen.
I'm gonna just pull it up. Yeah.
Yeah, pull up the clip. Chris something. And do you know this?
No.
So at the end, Ian Johnson, the running back, was going to propose to his cheerleader girlfriend.
On Boise?
Oh, well, not Oklahoma.
Well, there's a player this year that proposed after a loss.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Boise State running back. Ian Johnson's the one that scored the touchdown or the 2-point conversion to win the game. And then he goes over. He's going to propose to his girlfriend.
Aw.
And the announcer knows this. And he doesn't say, I understand you have a question to make. In front of this girl, he says, all right, Ian, I understand you have a proposal to do. And the girl goes, and like, it ruined the whole thing. It ruined the whole fucking thing.
Oh, no.
What is his name? He was famous.
With some Boise fans, congratulations. Talk about the game and the finish.
Oh, he's going to do that.
We came out after the interception, went back, and we got our bowl game. We were happy. The way they were talking about.
He's gonna do it, but not in the mic for himself.
When they were down to win.
Sounds like he's doing it.
I mean, we just felt amazing that our coach had enough confidence in us to go for two, to win this game, because we're playing to win, not to lose. All right, I know you're going to propose to your girlfriend. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah, he says just propose to your girlfriend.
No, he says, I know you're going to propose to your girlfriend.
He said that. She's standing right there.
That's bad. Chris Hassel?
No. What's his name?
And then look at her face. Like she has the...
Oh, my God. What? By the way, I wonder if
they're still together?
I'd like to know if they're still married. Let's go to Ian Johnson's Wikipedia. I want them to still be married.
Welcome to the off season.
Ian Johnson is a former running back. Okay, I want to know his personal life. Okay. Chris Myers. Okay.
Oh.
They married on July 28, 2007.
July.
That's beautiful.
Chrissy Johnson's her name.
By the way, they're still married.
Good for them.
They have one daughter.
Good for them.
Aw.
That's beautiful.
Makes me believe in something.
You know what? Love exists, everybody. And we're going to end on that note. That's unnecessary roughness.